Hi, I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about something which can really go a long way in solving our problems when it comes to chronic anxiety, when it comes to deep grief, sadness, anger, violence. These are traits that we see in a world today that is slowly becoming intolerant to so many things around us. There is so much of intolerance, and the residue of intolerance is anger, sadness, violence, suicides, chronic depression and anxiety that we see in young children today, not just teenagers. We see it in young children, we see it in teenagers, we see it in young adults, we even see it in middle-aged people and the elderly. And we need to understand that yes, if you're on pills, you take those pills, you take different foods that can boost your happiness levels, you can exercise and do all of these things. But we need to understand that sometimes we need to address the root cause of all these problems. And considering the world that we live in today, we have so many more comforts than our forefathers had. We have technology, we have the internet, we have more comfortable homes. There's wealth, there's more money, there's so many different things in people's lives, so much more comfort, but yet so much more anger, depression, violence, and all of these things. Why is that happening? We know why it's happening. We know people are intolerant. We know there's more exposure to social media, a virtual world that makes everyone believe that their lives are miserable and horrible. We know what causes it, but now what can we do about it? Every emotion, sadness, anger, jealousy, violence, violent thoughts, all of these, they are all energies. Energy is energy. Sadness is an energy. Happiness is an energy. Joy is an energy. Jealousy is an energy. Anger is an energy. Being physical with someone is an energy. Violence is an energy. Now, this energy has to flow. We need to understand that when you bottle up energy, and the simplest example is a pressure cooker. A pressure cooker. Get into your own kitchen and watch how a pressure cooker works. Okay? The pressure cooker works on the simple logic and science of building more pressure. Your food quickly cooks, but there's a whistle at the top that slowly keeps rising up to release that pressure. Now think, you don't have to have too much of sense to basically think what would happen if that whistle fails to work and release pressure. You can have that complete steel pressure cooker explode. Now think every single day, that's energy again. Pressure is energy. Every time we bottle up sadness, every time we bottle up anger and all of these things, we're living in a world today where everyone expects you to be perfect. Everyone expects you to be kind. Everyone expects you to be happy all the time. By doing that, people have started bottling up and penting up more and more emotions. And yet people use the word freedom so carelessly. People say, oh, freedom, I want freedom, I want freedom. A lot of people have freedom already, but they're prisoners of their own emotions and their own feelings. There is freedom around us. Most of us are blessed to live in freedom, but we are prisoners of our own minds, our own thoughts, our own stories and illusions that our mind constantly work. Why does that happen? Because we've gotten so good at bottling up all our emotions. Today, medicine, science has come together to see the impact of emotional internalization and suppression and its correlation with every disease from cancer to diabetes to autoimmune disorders to heart attacks and strokes and death and everything else. But what are we doing about it? The world is only teaching us to bottle up our emotions more and more. Had a bad day? Go drink at the bar. Knock your senses out by binge drinking, smoke joints, do drugs, go excessively shopping, blow up money, sit with friends who don't add value to your life, cover up. Okay, all this is further pushing emotions down. Coming back to energy, let's understand how energy works. Energy has to move. Energy has to flow. If you understand currency and money, that's an energy too. Currency comes from the Latin word to flow. It's an energy. It needs to keep moving. So people who keep holding money and all of that stuff tend to lose it or never accumulate wealth. But people who keep money in rotation, helping other people, money to help, using money for the right things. It's a flow, it's an energy. The moment you contain energy, it backfires on you. So if you have sadness in your life, happiness, all of these are energies that have to flow. If you're happy, you need to share that happiness with everyone else. If you're sad, you have to learn to express. So the magic word that I'm trying to arrive at today is expression. We need to understand the importance of expression and energy flow of every single emotion that you have. Now, have you ever been in a relationship? Now, when I say relationship, it doesn't have to be husband, wife, doesn't have to be boyfriend, girlfriend. It could be sibling, brother, sister, father, daughter, mother, son, anything. I'm talking about a holistic relationship. Have you ever been in a relationship where you wanted to express how sad you are, but you couldn't do it? Have you ever been in a relationship where you want to express how angry you are, but you couldn't do it? You've been in a relationship where you want to express that, hey, I have a couple of feelings of jealousy or lust or whatever it is, but you couldn't express it. How does that make you feel? And the honest answer to everyone out there would be, I don't feel good. And you don't feel good, you find a vice, you find a distraction, you find a coping mechanism. But we need to understand that if we have that one person or two people or that relationship where you are able to express without being judged, that is the true meaning of freedom. You can have all the freedom in the world, but knowing that you can express whatever is going on in you is true freedom. It will make your heart light. It will lift a burden off you. You will feel better. Your self-worth will go up. You will learn more. You will become a better person. All of these things happen with expression. You see, we are not designed to keep stuff inside of us. The world has taught us to be that way. And of course, there are relationships where there would be some things that you can never ever tell your partner. Okay, and you can't expect your partner to be okay with everything, because two different people, all of that stuff. But you have to have that one thing, which is why we say if you can have that beautiful relationship in your own family, Some people are not blessed to have a great family and relationships in families. That's fine. Maybe you have a great friend. Maybe you have a teacher. Maybe you have someone in your life who you are able to express everything that you feel. The good and the bad. Don't just become the bad. Don't become the person who only expresses problems and sadness and all of that stuff. Sooner or later, someone's going to get bored of you. You should be able to express everything in your heart, and you allow that energy to flow. So two things happen. You don't keep it inside you. We all know today there's a direct connection between emotional suppression and your immune system. If you want to dampen your immune system, if you want to have low immunity, no matter how well you eat and how well you work out, if you are emotionally suppressed with negative emotions, your immune system will be right down because of the hormone called cortisol that creates inflammation, which in turn damages your immune system. So expression. Now, how do we do that? Number one, you need to create a platform, and you need to see in your life, who are these people, or this one person or couple of people who I can express everything to that I want to express. Of course, we're human beings. There'll be one or two things that we will never want to express to anyone. That's your thing. But I'm saying anything else that is hampering your life. Like right now, I'm feeling sad and I want to express how sad I am feeling. And if I know that, hey, there's this one person I can talk about anything. At this moment, I feel better. And then once I do the process of expression, everything changes. But we also need to know, today there are a lot of people who express to get attention. You can see that on social media all the time. You have people who express to hurt other people because they're hurt themselves. You have people who express with expectation. When you express to express. If you express with expectation, like I'm going to express my anger today because I don't like this, and you are expressing to expect some change, that's not going to work for you. If it works for you, great. When you express, you're just trying to get everything out of your heart and your mind, onto someone else. So there are two ingredients of expression. One is the communication, the way you express to the person. And the other ingredient is compassionate listening. The person you're expressing to, the job of that person is only to compassionately listen to you, not offer you advice, not fix your problems, not sympathize with you, not empathize with you. This is called compassionate listening. Most of the healing happens to the person who is expressing when the person who is listening can only do one job, which is listen. Without advice, without anything else, because expression is an energy. The moment the other person blocks it by trying to advise and say, oh, no, it was your fault, or no, you are right. You blocked expression. Now it becomes a debate, now it becomes an opinion, it brings other emotion into the whole situation. So please understand that we need to create platforms for our children, for ourselves, for our parents. We never ever think about our old parents, what they may be going through and what they may want to express to us. But most parents feel they shouldn't bother their children because they're too busy, their lives are too jet set and all of that stuff. And they think they shouldn't do it because we need to take responsibility to create the platform of openness for them to express to us, and our children to express to us, and our relationship partners to express to one another. And expression done the right way, like I'm telling you right now, can take care of the root causes of most depressions, anxieties, violences that are happening. Everything you see is nothing but pent-up energy. The more sadness I push deeper in me, it's only making me sadder and sadder. The more anger I put deeper in me is only making me more angry and violent. The more jealousy I'm pushing down is making me more and more jealous. Every human being, good or bad, priest or nun or whoever it is, goes through all emotions all the time. There is no one who doesn't go through some amount of negative emotions. And when we are able to do this, we will find that freedom that everyone is looking for. But most people are chasing freedom in a futile manner. They don't even understand the meaning of freedom. Today, compared to years ago, we have so much more freedom than our forefathers, but we have become prisoners of our own emotions and our own mind. So encourage your children, encourage yourself. Sometimes it's so important for you to revisit your mindsets of certain things, like your expressions, like how does debt affect you, the thought of debt? How does a broken up relationship affect you? All of these things, it's so good for you to know so you can express. And you can express these things. And that's why with your children have conversations of how it affected them. The moment a child tells their parent that this affected me, we want to move into, action mode, fix their problems, protect our children and all of that stuff. No, make them speak more about it. Let them express what they're truly feeling. And it'll come down to a very, very simple solution in most cases. The same with you, because as we're growing up into a world which is controlled by technology and the virtual world, we are more and more disconnected from ourselves. And because we're disconnected, we've lost control of our emotions, our feelings, and we're looking left, right, center to see who reacts this way. Okay, let's all react this way. Who's doing this? Let's all follow that path. Herd mentality. We've lost connection with ourselves. You need to bring that down through your meditation, your spiritual practice, having a mind of your own, and having this platform where you can express. Once you learn how to express, and this happens in relationships all the time. I have nothing, I'm not ashamed to admit it's happened in several relationships of mine over the years as well. If I don't get a particular emotional support and I find it somewhere else, I will tend to wean and I will tend to move towards the source that is giving me that emotional support. And this is in all relationships. It exists everywhere. So we want to be safe and create our own platform where we have these 2 or 3 people. So if I know I can express something to my dad is the source for expressing that particular issue. With my mom, with my wife, with my daughter, with my brothers and my sisters, know this. And that requires us to live mindfully. Who are these few people in our life who add values? And then you learn to really choose your friends. Who are the friends you want to hang around with? Because we know one thing for sure. You become who you hang out with the most. It's as simple as that. You become who you hang out with the most. Have friends that you can truly express to. Don't have friends who are, superficial. They're just buying you drinks every weekend, or they're the coolest people, or they're fancy on social media, so you want to hang around. These are empty relationships. They don't bring you any fulfillment. They get you temporary pleasure and all of that stuff. Have them, but also look for these deeper people in your life who and where you can express. And remember, when you express to express. Don't express with expectation, to get attention, to create a mark for your own. All of that stuff is not going to fulfill you. Express to express. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.